will you people go to heaven?
What do you mean?
Will you go to heaven?
Myself? Or just
the Muslims?
The Muslim community. Okay, the Muslim community, we're looking forward to go to heaven.
What is the concept like? We've had somebody here on this set,
right,
who told us that here you don't drink alcohol,
right,
because alcohol here will make you misbehave,
right.
But in heaven there are 3 major drinks there: ordinary water, milk, and honey. He said milk, honey, and then alcohol.
Right.
The heaven alcohol, when you drink, you can fly, and when you are landing, you land on top of a woman.
Alhamdulillah. So we can I hope that we've all heard the question of this woman, and based on what she said, a Muslim, that they've once invited a Muslim person that came to tell them that's a Muslim, that in paradise we are going to have 3 sets of drinks. Although I think she was trying to, because she said ordinary water, milk, honey. She was doubting, is it milk, is it honey? But she was sure that the person mentioned honey. So if she was sure that the person mentioned honey, and she still wants to, affirm that that milk is there, so that means it's 3, and in the end she said alcohol. So which means she could have said 4, but she mistaken. She wasn't certain. So but it's actually 4. So but she was sure of the names maybe mentioned, but the number was like she wasn't sure of the number, but actually it's 4. So now she not say that based on what the person said, that as a Muslim, when you drink, during this world, if you are a Muslim, is forbidden to drink alcohol because it makes them misbehave, or it makes them to misbehave. Well, actually, this is wrong, because that is not the reason why we are forbidden to drink alcohol. It's just part of the the logic reasons behind it, but the logical reasons behind it. But the main reason behind the forbiddance is the law that says in the Quran that the statement in the Quran that فاجتنبوا إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأزلام رجس من عمل الشيطان. So Allah says فاجتنبوه, so desist totally from drinking alcohol. So, and that is why the Muslim desisted from refrain from drinking, stop drinking alcohol totally. So because the nahayu, the prohibition came gradually, not at once. So it was initially said to them that do not come to salat if when you are drunk. Then later on, so then, and the last part is desist totally from it now. So but part of it is also so the ithmu, the bad thing, the sin of the disadvantages of drinking alcohol is more than the advantages. So, and part of the disadvantages is also this logical thing that it makes you misbehave, because we have even before we have some people even before Islam, according to what we read in a book called Al-Mustatraf Kulifani Mustatraf, that some Arabs, then some of them, because Arabs, they are people of moral, they have people of moral ethics and logic and manners. So they hate something like things that are not of man's uprightness and moral ethics, just like incest and things like that. So now one of them drank alcohol and went to have illicit or illegal sexual intercourse with his, I think, daughter or a relative. So when it was before I finish with him, so another person also drank alcohol, and because he has already lost his senses and something like that, so he said, I could jump from this high fence or high building, and he was told not to do that, but because he wasn't aware of, he wasn't he wasn't, he wasn't sober. He was completely drunk. So he jumped from there and broke his leg. And this person that even, had sex with his relation, actually, when he was told, if he was very, very, he was very apologetic, remorseful, sad, such that he from that day on, he vowed not to taste alcohol. So many people even, they saw with their own eyes the disadvantages of the advantages, the demerits, and the bad things of the consequence of drinking alcohol. But Islam, that is why when Islam forbids something, it forbids it not only for it being an act of worshiping Allah through desisting from something that you love, but also because that thing is detrimental to people's health, is dangerous, is harmful, it stains one's uprightness and things like that. So that is that about that. Not that because it makes us misbehave. That is not the only thing. And she now went forward and said, but in Jannah, the person said, when we drink alcohol in paradise, we can now fly, and when we will land on a woman. So I don't know if the flying is associated with.
And when you are landing, you land on top of a woman.
Who said that?
I have that record. You're one of your people. So I want to know your concept of heaven.
Well, heaven
you
is.
Go and marry 72 virgins, like tell us.
The Quran didn't mention. That's the thing. The Quran never mentioned that if you go to heaven, we'll give you 72. It's not in the Quran. I want to see that. It is not there. It is the interpretation of the Messenger Muhammad that those who didn't spend all their life womanizing. God Almighty, He know what we want. The men, we want money, we want children, we want cars, we want women, we want this and that. So God is baiting it. If you go to heaven, those who do good and pass the criteria that God have established in Islam, you do the right thing, you don't drink, you don't do this and that, God will give you, women in heaven. It could be from 70 to 72. So whatever he can do. So somebody asked the messenger, okay, 72, but even one I can't handle. He said, God will give you the power to even go for 1,000 women. Because in the Quran, Allah says, فَأَعْدُ لِمَا يُرِيدُ, I am the doer of whatever I can do. God could do anything. So
you were just telling them the possibilities.
The possibilities.
And they have taken it to heart.
It's not so. So it's not in the Quran. It's not. Ask him to show you the verse. Wallahi, my sister, it's not so. It's not in the Quran. It's not. Ask him to show you the verse. Ask him the alcohol. Wallahi, my sister, it's not so. It's not in the Quran. It's not. Ask him to show you the verse.
So if you notice something is wrong here. A misunderstanding has actually apparently happened here. You see, the Sheikh was telling the woman that it is not in the Quran, the specification of number, that is 72. It is in the Hadith. But now this woman, despite all the clarification and explanation, he said, so it was just possibilities or something. And he said she just interjected, and it was just possibilities. And the Sheikh answered, yes, it is not so. That is, the Sheikh meant it is not so that the number 72 is in the Quran. That was what the Sheikh meant. But look at what the woman interpreted it to. That is so, and she uttered I think a Ghanaian language. That is it is just like a rumor that they have 72 wives. It is not even established. Whereas what the Sheikh was telling her was the fact that it is not the fact that it is in all the allegation or the assumption that it is in the number is being specified in the Quran is false. That was the Sheikh was trying to make clear, and has made clear to an extent, but she, whether intentionally or obliviously, still tried to misunderstand or misunderstood the Sheikh. And even the person that uploaded this video, that commented on the video, also was not saying that so why was he when he knows that the Quran didn't say it, and the prophet said it, why was he now trying not to believe the prophet's word? And whereas he didn't show nowhere in the video where he has denied the prophet's word, whereas he was trying to say, he even said clearly that the interpretation and commentary and explanation of that verse is in the hadith, where the Salam said that we are going to have up to 72, up to 70, 72 and beyond. And even he said that people asked him, how could a man be able to handle 72 wives? And he said you're going to be given strength to handle that. So he said it is very clear that the Sheikh has affirmed that this is in the hadith, not in the Quran. But I think the Sheikh too has over exaggerated in trying to refute the fact that the number being mentioned in the number is mentioned in the Quran, because people believe that what he was saying is not that is what he was saying was that it is never established in Islam, whereas it is established in Islam through hadith, because hadith is the explanation of the Quran. So you can't will just give you hints on things. The full explanation and understanding will come from the hadith, and which the Sheikh has explained to an extent, to a very beautiful and good extent. But now look at what the woman say. It is just a possibility. What is possibility? It is very, very established in Islam. A man will be given up to 70 wives or 72 or beyond in paradise. And her saying that, but they are taking it to heart, shows what I'm saying about her or of her. So that it's just telling them the possibilities, and they have taken it to heart. What have we taken to heart other than what is already established in Islam through hadith? So, and this Sheikh has already which the Sheikh also has established to you and explained in a very to a very great extent. So, only you are just trying to misunderstand him, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Asked him to show you the verse. Asked him to show you the verse. Asked him to show you the verse.
What about the alcohol?
The alcohol. Yes, the alcohol is one of the most dangerous. It's one of the abhorrent.
The one in heaven. The one in heaven.
Yeah.
Makes you people land on top of women.
I don't know where he get that. Whoever made those statements. How you gonna land on women for what? But the point is, you have a lot of women. Maybe you have more, maybe 72 wives. So maybe if you fall, chances are that you might.
The place is full of women. It makes sense. You
see what I mean? Chances are that you might land on one of them.
So, first of all, let me still come back to the first commentary, and you see that Sheikh ended his speech with ask him to show us the verse, which means what the Sheikh was saying here is the what's it called? Is the fact that the mentioning the mention of number, that is 72, is not in the Quran, but is not in the Quran. Not that the fact that we have 72 wives is not established in Islam. So these are two different things that need to be apprehended and differentiated and understood in this matter. So moving forward, she asked him, so okay, what would you say concerning the alcohol in the alcohol? I believe she was just trying to be humble, or not to be or polite. Otherwise, I believe she would have said the supposed or the assumed alcohol in the paradise. I believe what she would, because our reaction shows this clearly. So she said, so tell us about the alcohol in paradise. So he said, so the alcohol is colors of alcohol being prohibited here, but enjoyed in the paradise. So he said alcohol is one of the abhorrent things in life, and now she now said no, the one in paradise. She went in paradise that will make you fly, and I'm still saying that is rubbish, and no knowledgeable person is Islamically, no scholar in Islam, no somebody that is very, very aware and well versed in the Islamic knowledge, we say that alcohol in paradise will make you fly, and when you fly, it's two things. First, the alcohol making you fly, and second, when you now fly, you're landing on the woman. So first of all, making that when you drink alcohol, that makes you fly, that is make you misbehave and do anything, and when you fly, you can. So probably the person has said this because she was affirming that the person said it, and that's the studio. So it's like people are watching them. So and I would say if the person has said that, the person could have been exaggerative in a manner in a way that made him to to have said something that is not supposed to be said, that is incorrect, that is not correct at all. So because you drink alcohol in paradise, this is alcohol that is specially made by Allah Himself. Allah created the paradise by Himself. He didn't even ask the angels to create it. And this is actually established in the hadith. So now something like this does not, and that is the difference. One of the differences between the worldly alcohol and the heavenly one, because alcohol in paradise, this worldly alcohol makes people misbehave and makes them lose their senses, while alcohol in paradise makes you more sober and gives you more make you more healthy and and brainy. So now how could that happen if that is the case? That's such that you now fly and start misbehaving. And now when she said, and then landing on a woman. So the sheikh was now trying to be polite and trying to be friendly as much as possible, because he was invited by them. You see, in Islam, we don't befriend we don't make friends when it comes to debating any Islamic topic, because this is a crucial topic. We are talking about paradise, so let people understand it. So just have to tell her that no, there's nothing like all this. So because her reaction shows our intention very, very clearly in this clip. So now nothing like okay, now when you now have paradise, it's not like probably you maybe of course the sheikh said he didn't know where he got that from, that when you fly, and when you now fly, you land on a woman, where probably you now say probably just to maybe to justify the scene. It doesn't have any justification. It is wrong. Nothing like you fly after drinking alcohol and then landing on a woman. Nothing like that in paradise. If you think paradise is just a place for joke or something, it's a place of recompense for serious devotion. Devotion on heart, for worship that has to be done successfully with patience. So such a recompense place, what's it called? Can just be something of a joke or on seriousness. So when you drink alcohol, in paradise, it's nothing like you now fly and then land on a woman, and the justification for justification being probably because it's full of they have many women in paradise, and she now said she interjected saying, okay, the place is full of paradise, and you can see how she was joking with it. So it's full of women, and it's full of, can you see what she said? It's full of women. Imagine. So yeah, we have many women in the paradise. In fact, some people we have more than 70, and it's not only comprised of women. It has servants, young servants and maids, and a lot of things like that. In fact, if you want to meet your friends and family, in paradise, you can actually have a meeting and conversation with them. So many things. So whatever they want in paradise, Allah gives to them according to Quran. So whatever they want, they get it there. So that is just right. So there's nothing like that. Nothing like when you fly is full of women, and when you fly and you now jump on land on a woman. Nothing like that. And there is no justification for it. Whether it's full of women, it's not full of women. So I think we should just try to read and understand before giving any question, whether during an interview or any live dialogue or something like that. We need to know. We need to try to read as much as possible. So psychologically, the reaction and the possible intention of and what of the questionnaire or of the what's it called, person, the interviewer. So that we can know how to handle the question. And this is how the scholars used to handle questions, how they deal with questions, so that whenever somebody comes to, just like Imam Malik, when someone told him that Allahu istawa fawqa al-arsh, Ar-Rahman al-arsh istawa, fa kayfa istawa, he didn't answer him, just said al-istiwa'u ma'lum wal kayf wa su'al anhu bid'ah wal kayf majhul. So we already know istiwa, and asking about it is bid'ah. And because he said kayfa istawa, how is the istiwa? How is Allah seated? So Allah is seated. How is Allah seated? How the asking how is bid'ah. We don't need it. And the cave, how is seated, is majhul, is not unknown to us. We don't know. And asking about it is bid'ah, because the prophet or not the righteous scholars, the predecessors never ask about that. So you asking is bid'ah. For Allah, and I can see that you are a bad person. You have a bad intention in this question. So for he asked them to take him out, and they drag him. They sent him out of the mosque or the gatherings. So that is how we need to deal with questions in this manner.